Hey team, this is Tim McCarthy, and purpose of this video is to go over a trade that I made a little over a month ago, and about a month and a half ago. And so I wanted to give you an update on where we're at now. So this is with uh, CMA Comerica, and back on May 18th, I did a buy right cover call. So this is the buy right cover call with dividend strategy. So I did a video on this. Um, I'll post a link to that video in the description. But I did 200 shares with two cover call contracts, and using the spreadsheet from timstocklist.com, I was able to figure out well, first of all, I used timstocklist.com. I'm the creator of that. I used that to identify this trade, and it's still a good trade to make. Going through the same process I went through before, this is still one of the top cover calls profitability wise that you can make. And so when I did this and I ran the numbers on it, the annualized ROI was close to 100%. And in this particular trade, I bought it at $39.32, and immediately, so all part of the same transaction, sold the cover. So bought 200 shares, sold two cover calls at a strike price of 40 with an expiration of June 30th. So about 45 days, 42 days or so. And it also, the other important thing was it had an ex-dividend date coming up of June 14th. So I didn't mind going at the money here, because I was going to collect a lot of premium. And if it got called away, I didn't really care because I was getting $3.09 per share premium. Plus, if I held on to it long enough, I'd get the dividend too. And so I want to show you what happened with that. And what actually happened with that is, let me just, well, before I show you the next spreadsheet, I went ahead, and the very next day, I knew this was a good deal. And, listening to Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, they always say, hey, if there's a stock that you really like and there's another one that you don't like that much, go and get the one that you really like. So um, this trade I really liked, and it was still good the next day. So I did the same thing, except I just did 100 shares and one covered call the next day. And then, I wanted to, after a while, it was doing pretty well. I'll explain what happened, but I wanted to track my cost basis on this. So you can see here, I kind of did that here. Like I knew that my break-even share price was 35.52, and this stock kind of jumped out right away. Like right when I did this trade, CMA started climbing up. And so that's why I wasn't too worried. But then I was like, well, I don't really want to have, I'm not so sure I want to have this called away because I like the stock and I think it's very undervalued. So what I did was, um, so we're going to go through the spreadsheet in a very detailed way, but I started doing my cost basis. So these two lines here were the first trade I did. And you can see here, it's organized by order number. So I use E-Trade, and um, it was all part of the same buy right cover call. That's why they have the same order number, and the transaction date is the same. So here's where I bought 200 shares of CMA, and then here's the two contracts that I sold expiring June 30th, the $40 call. And so I paid $39.32, but I also received per share, and then I received $3.09 per share, and then I factored in the commission. So this is what I was out. This is what I was getting. Then the next day, I did the same thing again, collected a little bit less premium. So, but I was able to. So actually, the price dropped the next day, which was beautiful. So that allowed my basis to go down a little bit. So my average price per share went down to 38.74 instead of 39.32 because I bought 100 at 37.58. And then I collected $2. So same thing. I did a buy right cover call. You can see here it's the same order number. So I bought 100 shares of CMA and then sold the cover call at 258. So all these things happen in a span of 2 days. And then here's where it gets interesting after that. So I waited till June 21st, so about 9 days before this option was going to expire. and I noticed that it was uh, it was in the money, and I decided that I wanted to see if I could keep it. So I wanted to see if I could roll it for a credit, and I wanted to roll it uh, up and out. So what I mean by that is I didn't want to keep the $40 strike price. I wanted to go to the next level strike price. So what I did was I went to the $42.50 call on August 18th. So I rolled it out to August 18th, and then I rolled it up with the 42.50 call. So that immediately is, going to increase my profitability. And I did that for a credit on that trade of an overall credit of 75 cents. So let's take a look at this right here. So when this happened, oh, and by the way, the ex-dividend date was June 14th. So, I had already qualified for the dividend at that point, since I made this trade, or since I had all of my shares. Well, actually, I didn't qualify for. Actually, I did. So I had all 300 of my shares before June 14th. So I qualified for the dividend there, and we'll take a look at that in a second. But what I did here was I did a buy to close on all my contracts. So it shows as a bunch of um, sub orders here. It's all part of the same order number. This, oops, 1431 order number. So you can see it was all one big transaction. So I put in to buy to close the existing cover calls and then sell to open. So buy to close June 30th, $40 call. And E-Trade split them out just because they didn't all execute at once. So the first lot I bought at 308, second lot I bought at 309, and third lot I bought at 308, um, and then the same thing when I sold um, the first lot I sold at 258. Oops, wrong one. The first lot I sold at 308, and then sorry, not the first lot I sold at 383. And then the second lot 384, and the second one 383. So overall, when you add all these up, and the buy close are negatives and the sell opens are positives, it ended up being a net credit of 75 cents um, per share. So I was really happy about that because I was able to continue to stay in this trade and collect a little bit more credit. And then the other thing that was really nice was on July 3rd, I was able to receive my dividend. So all those things helped reduce my cost basis per share. So all in all, so far, I've collected $1,101 of premium. Um, I've and my I collected dividend. So my cost basis per share, even though I bought these at an average of 38.74, my cost basis is down to $30.11. So what that means is that's basically like my break even point. If I sold, if it went down, somehow went down and I didn't have a trigger to do like a stop loss order, it could go all the way down to this amount and I would break even. The current stock price is $44, so it is in the money right now. So it could get called away. So I went ahead and calculated like, hey, what if it gets called away? And I'm totally happy with that because if that happened, as it stands right now today, my profit would be $2,892, and the return on investment is that's about 25%. And then if you annualize that, it's 193% profit. So I'm just monitoring it. I have some notifications set up to see like when the price goes down. But so the thing that's interesting here, though, is that this trade actually turned out better than when we first looked at it, when we were first deciding if we were going to do it. So this was the original analysis that was done via Tim's stock list. And, this is where I identified the cover call after going through all the criteria. Again, the link to the video will be in the description. Um, but I knew it had a chance to be really profitable. And because I was able to roll it out and up, I collected more premium. So now it gave me, now that my strike price is 42.50, that raised my profitability quite a bit. And so I'm pretty happy with this trade. And you can see here, this, I'm using the Excel function here to the stocks data function. So I went in here and I went ahead and converted, I went ahead and clicked on this, and it found CMA. And so it's calculating the current price from that. It's just a built-in function Excel. As long as you have a Office 365 subscription, I believe that will work for you. You don't have to install anything special, um, but it wouldn't. So this may not work. Like if you're using an open source spreadsheet, it might not work. But you could. I mean, basically, all you have to do is just plug in the current price. You could just type that in instead of having the formula, and you get the same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a version of the spreadsheet on my website, and I'll put a link in where you can get this. This is going to be for subscribers only, though, because it's pretty valuable. You can do a 30-day subscription trial, free 30-day free trial subscription, and that will get you access to this spreadsheet. So I will basically like templatize the spreadsheet so you can put your own numbers in here and just leave all the formulas. But again, it's I'll send you the link for it where it's at on the site, and then you can just sign up if you want to be a member. Great, you could be able to catch more deals like this with huge profit potential. Um, and I hope you enjoy this. I've had a really excellent time putting this together. I really enjoy this. I really like it. My website's doing really well now. I've got a lot of integration going on with Twitter and Facebook, and looking to add a few more social media integrations. So if you have any questions or anything, hit me up in the comments, or you can even hit me up on my site. You can do the contact Tim page. That's it for now. Thanks, team, for watching this. I appreciate your time, and have a happy 4th of July. Thanks, everybody.